A normal life shattered. Introducing Anneliese Michel. In the heart of Bavaria, Germany, lived Anneliese Michel, a devout Catholic girl. She was born in 1952. Life seemed normal, until it wasn't. At 16, her world twisted. Seizures began. Doctors diagnosed epilepsy. But something was different, something darker. This was only the beginning. Medications offered no solace. Anneliese's condition worsened. Her behavior grew erratic. The seizures intensified. Doctors were baffled. A shadow fell over the Michel family. Desperate for answers, they turned to the church. Could this be more than a medical mystery? Could it be the devil's work? The devil's grip. Manifestations and initial diagnoses. Anneliese's symptoms escalated with terrifying speed. She saw demonic faces. She heard voices whispering blasphemies. Her personality fractured. The once devout girl now recoiled from religious icons. Holy water burned her like acid. The family priest, Father Arnold, witnessed this horrifying transformation. He suspected demonic possession. Doctors, however, remained skeptical. They clung to traditional explanations: epilepsy, schizophrenia, temporal lobe epilepsy. But medications failed to alleviate her torment. Anneliese's cries for help went unanswered. Her family, convinced of the supernatural, sought permission for an exorcism. The church, hesitant but sympathetic, finally agreed. A terrifying battle between good and evil was about to begin. Voices from the abyss. The exorcism rituals begin. In 1975, the first exorcism commenced. Two priests, Father Arnold Renz and Father Ernst, led the rituals. The atmosphere was thick with dread and incense. Anneliese's screams echoed through the small room. She spoke in different voices. She contorted into unnatural positions. The priests battled for her soul, armed with prayers and holy relics. The exorcisms continued for months, over 67 sessions, each one documented on tape. Anneliese's suffering played out in chilling detail. She spoke of being possessed by multiple demons. She named them: Lucifer, Judas Iscariot, even Adolf Hitler. Her body, racked by the struggle, began to fail. Her family, though horrified, remained steadfast in their belief. They were convinced this was the only path to salvation. The body betrayed. Deterioration and death of Anneliese. As the months wore on, Anneliese's condition deteriorated drastically. She refused food. She slept on the stone floor. Self-mutilation became commonplace. She bit her own arm, ripped at her hair, and tore at her clothes. Her once vibrant spirit was now consumed by the demonic entity. On July 1st, 1976, Anneliese Michel drew her last breath. She was just 23 years old. Her death certificate cited severe dehydration and malnutrition. The exorcisms had ceased weeks prior. The priests, convinced they were close to victory, were devastated. But the ordeal was far from over. Anneliese's death ignited a firestorm of controversy. Her story, a terrifying blend of faith and suffering, would soon captivate the world. In the name of God, the trial and its verdict. The death of Anneliese Michel sent shockwaves through Germany. The public questioned, the media scrutinized. Could this happen in modern times? The authorities, faced with mounting pressure, launched an investigation. The two priests and Anneliese's parents were charged with negligent homicide. The trial was a media frenzy. The tapes of the exorcisms, played in court, sent chills down spines. Psychiatrists testified for both sides. Some argued for mental illness. Others supported the possession claim. The prosecution argued that Anneliese was not possessed but mentally ill. They insisted the exorcisms were barbaric and directly led to her death. The defense countered that the priests and parents acted out of love and desperation. After a year-long trial, the verdict was delivered: guilty. But the court's sentence was surprisingly lenient: 6 months probation and 3 years suspended prison sentence. The case, however, was far from closed. It became a lightning rod for debate. The line between faith, mental illness, and the very nature of evil had been blurred. Possession or madness? The debate that rages on. The tragic case of Anneliese Michel continues to spark debate. Was she truly possessed by demonic forces, as the church maintains? Or was she a victim of untreated mental illness, failed by a system ill-equipped to help? The lines are blurry, the answers elusive. Proponents of the possession theory point to the dramatic nature of Anneliese's symptoms. The aversion to religious artifacts, the speaking in tongues, the superhuman strength. These, they argue, defy medical explanation. They believe Anneliese's deep faith made her a target for demonic attack. On the other side, skeptics and mental health professionals see a misdiagnosis. They point to Anneliese's history of seizures, depression, and auditory hallucinations. They argue that her symptoms align with conditions like schizophrenia or dissociative identity disorder. The lack of proper medical care, they believe, led to a tragic and preventable death. The Mind's Prison, exploring potential psychological factors. While the debate rages on, it's important to examine the psychological aspects of the case. Anneliese's behavior, though extreme, provides a glimpse into the complexities of the human mind under duress. Some experts suggest folie à famille played a role. This rare syndrome occurs when a shared delusion, often rooted in religious beliefs, grips a family unit. The Michel family's unwavering belief in possession, coupled with their desperation for a cure, might have inadvertently reinforced Anneliese's delusions. The intense pressure to conform to the role of the possessed, coupled with the physical and emotional stress of the exorcisms, could have exacerbated her symptoms. Another psychological phenomenon at play might have been groupthink. This occurs when a group, driven by a strong leader and a desire for harmony, makes irrational or dysfunctional decisions. In this case, the priests, convinced of their righteous mission, might have disregarded contradictory evidence or alternative explanations for Anneliese's behavior. Their certainty might have blinded them to the possibility that they were causing more harm than good. A cultural earthquake, the case that shocked the world. The Anneliese Michel case, though rooted in a small German town, sent ripples across the globe. It reignited the debate about the existence of the devil and the practice of exorcism in the modern age. The story resonated with people from all walks of life, transcending cultural and religious boundaries. The case also sparked a conversation about mental health. It highlighted the importance of early intervention and the need for a more compassionate and understanding approach to mental illness. The tragedy of Anneliese's death served as a stark reminder of the dangers of misdiagnosis and the potentially fatal consequences of denying proper medical care. Echoes in the darkness, the legacy of Anneliese Michel. 40 years after her death, Anneliese Michel's story continues to fascinate and horrify. Her case has been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and feature films, most notably The Exorcism of Emily Rose, loosely based on her experience. Anneliese's grave, located in Klingenberg am Main, Germany, attracts visitors from around the world. Some come to pay their respects, others to seek answers. Her story serves as a chilling reminder of the power of belief, the complexities of the human mind, and the enduring mystery of the unknown. A final question, lessons learned, and the unanswered. The tragic exorcism of Anneliese Michel serves as a cautionary tale. It forces us to confront uncomfortable questions about faith, science, and the nature of evil. While the debate over possession versus mental illness continues, one thing is certain: Anneliese's suffering was real, and her death, a preventable tragedy. The case underscores the importance of critical thinking, open dialogue, and compassion when dealing with issues that defy easy explanation. It reminds us that the human mind, for all its resilience, can be fragile and susceptible to suggestion. And it serves as a sobering reminder that even with the best of intentions, the pursuit of faith without reason can have devastating consequences.